Right, welcome to a in-person video today. Arsenal City in the Carabao Cup, and hey, do you want to document that? It's very up to you. Actually, I'll leave that to you.
I think it was a tale of two halves, really. I think Arsenal played decent in the first half, and then second half they were just shit. They just didn't have any answers for City. City were good with the press. They seemed to have a man on each individual one of our players. Kepa, I think, almost had the most touches out of any Arsenal player, even though he can't catch a fucking ball. But I think you have to say City were good. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. And I think up until the first goal, how it came about, you sort of thought this could be a dead rubber 0-0, go to
I'd
extra
agree.
time, possibly penalties. That goal goes in, changes the complexion. And I don't think it helps that the second goal came,
3 minutes.
yeah, very quickly after. And
How important is that triple save from Trafford? 5 minutes in.
Oh, like it is a class act.
That's 3 out of 4 of their shots on target. Arsenal only had one after that.
I back you up.
which is fucking diabolical, can I just say?
Well, the only reason I bring that up, sorry, go on.
The first shot, I agree with you. It's a pony shot. He hits him straight in the chest.
Yeah.
The two saves that come after, unreal.
You have to give him props anyway for actually getting up three.
The third
Yeah.
one's the best one, which he saves with his foot.
Just a reflex save, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
instant,
I-
just
I
straight
like
out.
Trafford. I struggle to like most City players, but I generally like Trafford.
The reason why I brought that up is because Arteta's just said in his post-match interview that apparently it was only moments, which I think everyone fucking knew was coming when you boys lose. It was only moments, and so, 2 shots on goal. They scored 2 goals, and that's all right putting that out there. But by that triple save, they
Yeah,
only had 1 shot in the whole game on target. So it wasn't. What my point is, it wasn't a game of chances.
No.
But when we were speaking after, I said, because you say that is definitely going to bring up moments. It just depends in what context. You ask me, he isn't wrong where it says moments. The goal or the 2 goals were flash moments in the game.
Yeah, but it's that second half. It's from utter domination.
No, and I get that, but what I'm saying is there was also moments where Arsenal just weren't in it, where they were going on about the free saves for Trafford. We only had maybe one other moment. That was Jesus hitting a crossbar.
Yeah.
Were you happy with the starting lineup?
Yeah, I don't see any problems. I think, and I don't know if Eze was injured or sick. I've not heard anything. Why the fuck is he not even on the bench?
Yeah.
We all knew Timber was injured, so it was either going to be Ben White or Mosquera. I think it's a bit weird that you bring Mosquera on during the last game and he doesn't get any fucking minutes this time, but when he was phenomenal.
It is odd that Eze wasn't there as an attacking option either, considering he is that one player that can just make something out of nothing, which I would say is you definitely need it in the first half when you were competitive.
We all watched the Everton game, right?
Mm.
Mark Starman came on and he didn't turn the game himself on its head, but he was a factor and crucial part of that. And he didn't even get a fucking sniff.
I thought Madueke looked good today as soon as he came.
Yeah. He was hungry for it.
Yeah,
he was willing to chase the ball. He was getting stuck in. I don't think you can fault any of the subs performances, if I'm honest.
It's interesting, right? Because I said this to him before the game started, before you came over. I thought they'd start Havertz and play off Havertz if you couldn't get out the press.
Yeah.
And then when Havertz Gyökeres was on, I was like, oh, maybe they've actually have done that then, and they're going long to play from the press and then play off a man. And then he's just gone in this interview and went, oh, they're hard to get out. Well, then, but you brought this target man in for that, surely, didn't you?
It's hard to get out, but it's also hard to score goals when you've got 11 men in your half.
Yes, yeah.
11 of your own players in your own half.
It's easy to say moments when all you want to do is play for moments yourself.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think it was a couple of times when we've all said this, is when City got the ball just in their halfway and there was no press. They were just standing there, just looking forwards up the pitch, and you're just like, someone needs to put pressure in, get onto him, because you can't give him that much time on the ball.
I think Arsenal made it too easy for City when they were 1-0 up. I know it was only 3 minutes, but they made it too easy. You still stood off, and you need to at some point get out.
Yeah.
You had 10 minutes, 20 minutes where you just you didn't even look. They were in, and he's saying drop deeper and deeper and deeper. Is that an Arteta thing?
What, dropping deeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he tries to spring out, but you can't spring out against City because they're too good. You can't sit back against City. You need to be on the front foot. And when it's like boxing and you have a fighter that's explosive and heavy hands, You want to push them back. You want to get them up against the ropes. You want to land your shots so they can't land theirs. You don't let them implode forward, let them land their shots, and then you try and pick them apart with a jab. It ain't gonna fucking work.
I don't know whether everyone agrees with this. It felt like Arsenal were going for a 1-0. Like they were quite happy with he turned around in his interview and went, "Oh, when it came from nothing, well, your corners come from a 1-ball in. So like, that's what you."
I would agree definitely in the first half. I would say that, yeah, the 1-0 win was on the cards easy.
I
I
respect
was
City though, as
expecting
well.
it, to be fair. I was expecting one to go in and then shut up shop, and then that was it. Because you could do it for an old game. Even against City, I could see he's potentially doing it. I think the problem was that one going in, you had to come out. You didn't. Then the second going straight in after, you sit there going, well, now you got to chuck the kitchen sink at it. Because if you don't, like we saw,
It's still in.
no. What was the last change was what, Ben White off for Martinelli.
Yeah, and Declan Rice ran in the right back.
And it's just that it was too little, too late. What was it? 8? I think we said this. I think you
85th minute.
head in your hands. Just, and I'll back you, by the way, because I'll be sitting there going, "What's that change for?"
85th minute, I can 2-0 deficit, or 2-goal deficit, I should say, against City. Very, very, very difficult to overcome.
Yeah.
But you're not going to do it in 5 minutes.
No.
No, I respect City because I think first half, as much as Arsenal were better in the first compared to the second, I genuinely think City just took their time. They're quite suspect at times against Arsenal to try and really fast play it.
They were precise.
Yeah, they were so feeling you out. Or how'd you defend against this and that and that, and then their goals came from a brilliant left back coming in at back post. When to be honest with you, I mean, if you look at both the goals, there's 4 men across the back line.
And we've all highlighted Haaland. He was quiet during the game, but it was his work off the ball that was doing the work for him because it drags people. He's like Kane. He's that much of a problem. You can't leave a man off him.
No,
you have to be on him. But the problem is, you do that, you're creating space.
Yeah.
And
I think we need to sooner rather than later cover the first goal because there's been a controversy between us. I think Kepa should be doing an awful lot fucking better with catching it or punching it or something. He's at fault for that. He is. You're a Premier League, Champions League player and you can't catch a fucking simple ball. It wasn't like there was a player barging into him and he was unbalanced. He just didn't fucking catch it and it's criminal because Danny went 1-0 down. We never recovered from it. So he is to blame. And then Ben White, he just fucking stood there watching as if he's a fucking spectator. He may as well left with the other fucking fans.
Well, you don't think that was a fault, though?
I don't agree with Jamie Redknapp and Ian Wright laid it out that Kepa was the one that lost them the game. I don't agree with that. I also think that...
Was it a fault for the goal?
I think he's unlucky. I'm not going to lie. He looks like he's at full stretch. He's jumped. I know you pointed out that he doesn't look like he's done a proper jump, but he's jumped. He's at full stretch, and it's literally brushed through his fingertips. And you can see he catches it enough that it slows the ball down. Because otherwise, if he gets nothing on that, it goes straight over.
Yeah, but he jumps to catch balls, Ben. He does it in training week in, week out.
Oh, I completely agree, but I feel like he has gone for it properly. I don't feel that's like a half-assed effort to catch the ball. I feel like he has actually gone for it, and I just think it's unlucky.
Like, misjudged it.
Yeah, I don't think he went, Ken, I'm just going to let his fucking...
No, but that's what I mean. He's at full stretch. He's nigh on got it, and he's slow, and it's just slipped through.
But in one-off games, you can't have that. You need to be on your game. You need to have it. And yeah, I understand mistakes happen, but
there's a number of problems leading up to that as well. Hincapié should be stopping the cross.
He had a terrible final.
Yeah,
genuinely had a terrible
final. I disagree with Hincapié. I think it wasn't easy when being booked early on because I think he was a bit cautious. But he was sending Doku down the line.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowing him to come in.
But if both your goals come from across on that side, that's your fault.
No, but and I'll say this: is Gabriel should be in the fucking centre, waiting to header that out as one of the best aerial duel winners in the Premier League in world football. Why the fuck's he going to stop the cross?
Do you know what came across like a team that isn't used to sitting so deep and they were getting pulled around everywhere. Ben White was sitting on the penalty area. Zubimendi was playing at right back. Then Saka did for that second one. And you got Gabriel over at left back. You got Hincapié sitting as almost in front of Gabriel because he didn't want to put his foot in.
By the way, I'll give him a shout out. An absolute change that completely changed your game. Calafiore, he looked class.
Yeah,
He came
good.
on and he was, it's mad. He was one of the only people was that main driving force forward. Havertz was quiet as, he might as well have not been on the pitch.
Except for that shot with the
Like, genuinely, he was so quiet. And I agree with that. I would love to see what comes out of that Eze, because I feel like if you put him on in the second half of what he can do, that might not have gone that easy in the second half. Because he would just hit a ball.
No, because Eze is not going to be able to be creative in his own fucking box.
Yeah.
Well,
this is the old tactic player arc, right?
Yeah.
I was saying this to you, as you get your careers, well, put him up against the back line at the halfway line and play it off him. And then he's sitting there nudged in next to Declan Rice. You're like, that can't be used for a £70 million striker.
But this is the thing, right? Is we couldn't play out from the back because they were that suffocating. So we're punting it long. Where's our fucking striker that's got good hold-up play? Where is he? Why is he not the furthest man up?
Yeah.
Why is he not sat at the half?
Doesn't help as well. You're hitting it the side channels rather than just going direct.
Yeah.
They didn't have a tool set back on today. I think City were. I don't know how they've done it man for man, but they were unreal. I thought.
Yeah. I think the first half, I will agree with you, it was very level. But then the way they turned it up in the second, it was, but it's why they've won it so many times before. Is why they're so good in cup football. They know how to turn it on.
They showed why they're winners. Yeah, they did. And I'm not going to sit here and be salty and say, "Oh, Arsenal just lost."
He's had that before we started recording.
Yeah, I had that. No, I genuinely think I'm not going to sit here and say we lost because of us. I think we genuinely had a game plan. It didn't go to plan.
What was the game plan then?
Hope that City don't score and we can catch them.
How can you spend more money inside a team and do that?
No, I think you're right. I think it's absorbing spring. I think it was draw them all in with Haaland and down the centre and then just
say less words to nick a win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he tried to do.
Is that not mental?
When we played City last time, we equalised in the last minutes of the game of Martinelli, digged over Donnarumma. That's what he was hoping for, that it was still 0-0 and we could have that.
He wanted a moment.
He wanted a moment. He had a few fucking moments, not positive ones.
Do you think?
I don't blame him not putting Raya in. I think Kepa should have played.
I agree with you with that. The cup keeper should play the final. I don't agree with Jamie Redknapp. I don't agree with Ian Wright. Kepa is not to blame for the whole game.
It's one of those, right? They brought it up, it's the thing, but if you look at it, when Liverpool get to a cup final like that, they kept in Kelleher.
Yeah.
If Chelsea did, they kept in with Petrovic.
Yeah.
It's like Ramsdale was still in for Newcastle.
Yeah,
so was
why would he?
He's not.
Well, like you said, before half time, the camera panned to David Raya. And you said that you cannot take off your cup keeper at half time. You destroy all confidence he has. No.
Well, the first goal.
Yeah, I mean the overall. His pass out is all right. His general distribution is all right.
I don't think other than obviously where I feel it was unlucky. But all right, even if you put him to blame for that, right? The overall performance from the keeper, I think he was decent. I don't think he did anything.
No.
I think if we get to the final of the FA Cup, he doesn't play though. I genuinely think.
Well, apparently he doesn't. I think it was a mistake, Arteta.
I don't think it was a mistake either, but I just think with the backlash Kepa might get, Arteta might not want to fucking relapse.
So where are you at then? We're going to an international break. You've got the FA Cup, and then you got into City on I think the 11th. Does this change it at all?
What's winning the league?
No, does it change your opinion going at the? Because you're going to Etihad, right?
I think I'm deflated right now. I genuinely don't know because this had a different feel to it. And I can't put my finger on it. I don't think we'll see that the Etihad. I think we'll still see a reserved Arsenal, but I don't think... Because we haven't seen that from Arsenal against City in ages. It's normally quite a... We sit back.
It's a very slow game usually, yeah.
This one was a different one.
Wasn't overly quick though. Really, I don't mean to be like, it wasn't a massively paced game. There was a couple of bits here and there, but
I think if you're going to ask me, right, we'll win the league. I don't see us dropping that many points. I think even if we go to the Etihad and lose, we'll still win the league. I do. And more than likely, we'll probably see City in the FA Cup final. So it'll probably be another.
It's more than likely.
That's where you have to look at this performance. If we get to the FA Cup final against City, if they go through past over the play, it's not a point then.
Yes.
Alright, so if they get past Liverpool, more than likely they're going to plus. So,
Do you don't think it's going to affect the Etihad? Still
I
confident.
don't think it matters. Not when I say that, I don't think the Etihad result will matter with the outcome of the league. I don't see us dropping that many points after it.
I said to you before the game, I would kind of agree. I don't see you dropping that many points, but I think this game, not the game itself, obviously you want to win the cup when you play for it, fair enough. But the repercussions for this is whether you won or lost, today was going to be a big show because it was either you win, or you have to keep showing the hunger to go on and still win the league and don't sit on your deck chairs, or it's the opposite. If you lose, it was going to have to be that show that like robustness and toughness to just come out for the next couple of games and just punish.
It'll show how this team has matured as a group. If they're able to go, okay, it was a blip, bad performance, roll on Southampton, go to the Etihad, bish bash bosh, and do what we need to, or they go, oh fuck, we've got City to come. Oh fuck, we've got Southampton before that we lose that. Oh, banana peel, Etihad now. It doesn't get much fucking better. And you start getting that fucking doubt. I think the players are more mature this year.
I definitely think we'll find out your next game. As soon as you come back, I think that will be the telling tale of.
I don't know because we won't play the same squad.
No, I just think that it's a club thing. It's a mentality thing for me. If you're and it starts at the manager really. I think Arteta will try and basically push this to one side. I think you said it as well. The medal when you go on your international break goes in the bag, and it just gets flung.
Yeah,
and
but
then
also
that's
doesn't help. There is they've got now a week
to sit
with no club football to kind of wallow in.
This is the problem. If you sit and stew on it, is how are these players going to come back out and be able to just go?
That will show how many world class players we have. And in my opinion, South this season has not been.
No.
You just got beat by the people chasing you. You go into their gaff to make it 6 points and they have a game in hand still. And I don't think they won at the Etihad in 10 years. It's gonna be a big fucking arse.
It was always going to be a tough arse.
No, I'm not. I know, mate. But what I'm like,
mentally more than physically, the way you've been playing this year, I could see you going out a result. But the mental side of it, I think, will be the tipping.
But then there's also another alternative. The City just go into that game thinking we just absolutely fucking smoked them. It's just
City do what City do, and that's the problem.
But City didn't do what they did against Hughes, against West Ham. Because they were arrogant.
No, the problem
they
is
thought they could just slap you to one side and think job's done before a game before the ball's kicked.
A couple of teams have admitted it for us though that we're not the team that we at the beginning of the year, and then we're not the team. And I think that's showing. But we'll get to that. But
they've got a mental record after this last international break. I think they usually win 9 out of the last 8. 9 out of the last 8 games. I think 7 out of the last 8 games.
Well, as long as we win 6.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah.
I don't see us dropping the points. And if we do, I genuinely don't know where the fuck Arteta goes. I don't know where I'll go. I genuinely don't. But there's one last thing I want to bring up, and we noticed it, is the fans leaving in a final in about
10 minutes to go.
No, it was at the 70th.
That's mad. It's mad.
Wasn't it?
It's absolutely stinking. You show solidarity and support for your team. I don't care if you're getting beat fucking 3-4-0, 5-0. If it's a fucking final, you stand there and show support to that team that got you to the final. Yeah. When was the last time we got to the final?
Yeah.
Last time we got to the final was when we won the FA Cup, was it not?
I don't know.
It was like that.
Yeah, no, I
totally agree. You spent money to get to Wembley, which is in fact, as you say, not easy to fucking get to. It's quite a stinking place to get to. And you just want to just up and leave because you've been upset.
Yeah. Just
if you're going to do that, don't fucking go.
The commitment, all right, if you want to leave, either bang on when extra time's finished or when they get the silver medals. I wouldn't want to stay for the winners bit. I get that if you've just lost. But yeah, the leaving early is madness.
70th minute, fucking. If you're going to be there to celebrate us winning, you might be there to show support and love to the team that lost.
Yeah,
It's
I
as
don't
simple
know.
as that.
I don't disagree with
I
that at all.
just wanted to bring that up because I don't think it's going to be mentioned, and I don't care if I get stick for it. But the fans that left, hang your head in shame. You shouldn't have fucking went. You don't really actually like the club. You just like us winning.